Hello and welcome to this episode. Touch in yoga can be deeply healing, or it can be harmful, or potentially re-traumatizing. The difference? It's not just what you do, it's how, why, and with what awareness you do it. As trauma-aware teachers, we can no longer bypass this conversation if we truly want to create safe, healing spaces. So what does ethical touch mean? In yoga, touch has often been used as a tool to adjust alignment, to guide awareness, to support students into relaxation. But ethical touch isn't about correcting or fixing anyone, and definitely not about imposing alignment that is not suitable for everybody. Ethical touch is guided by respect, professionalism, and safety, and it means touch is a privilege, never a right. We should offer assistance only when necessary and appropriate. Touch must support a student's agency, not override it. So what is the problem with generic consent? A lot of studios and trainings use consent cards or a one-time "do you want adjustment" question at the beginning of a class. On the surface, this sounds like a good idea. This doesn't actually work for many students. Why? Because students might say yes when they actually mean no. This happens for so many reasons. It can be because of a freeze response. They literally cannot access their voice in the moment. Can be fawning, saying yes to please or avoid conflict when it feels unsafe. Or might be deep conditioning. Many of us grew up without healthy boundaries, so we default to compliance. Might be the fear of standing out. Nobody wants to be the difficult student. So that yes on a consent card isn't always a true yes. This is why consent is not a one-time agreement. Consent is explicit, ongoing, and never assumed. Informed consent means that students remain in control of their own experience. This means always explaining the purpose of an adjustment, asking explicitly how, where, and why you would like to apply touch. Making it crystal clear they can decline touch at any time, no explanation needed. Consent, however, it's not just a verbal confirmation. When you approach a student, their body will often tell you more than their words. Signs of discomfort might include pulling away, stiffening, or freezing upon your approach, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact, or even a nervous laugh. Signs you might notice when someone is actually comfortable with your touch: a relaxed posture, leaning into an adjustment, or softening the breath. As teachers, it is our job to stay curious, never assume, and sometimes even making the decision for our student declining the offered touch. So how do we make sure that touch is actually safe? We are entering a student's space slowly and with awareness, centering and grounding ourselves before we approach. Sticking to natural body areas like the shoulders or upper back, and avoiding sensitive or intimate areas such as chest, inner thighs, or lower abdomen. When we touch, we try to keep our contact light, intentional, and supportive, never forceful, and always asking ourselves, is this touch truly necessary? Or can I guide with words, demonstration, or props instead? Consent is not static, it's fluid. A student may feel comfortable with certain touch, certain time, but their comfort level might change. Their nervous system might shift. Their boundaries might change. So as teachers, we need to recheck verbally or non-verbally whenever the context changes. And if you sense hesitation, step back, because absence of no is not the same as yes. Why this matters? Because for someone with trauma in their history, and let's be honest, that's most of us, a single unsafe touch can retrigger nervous system defenses. Instead of helping someone feel safe, we may reinforce the very patterns of powerlessness they wish to heal. On the other hand, when done ethically, touch can be profoundly healing. It can communicate support, grounding, and care, but only if it's truly chosen, welcomed, and safe. If you are a yoga teacher, this isn't about just techniques. It's about your responsibility as a space holder. It's about shifting from, I know what's best for this student, to this student is the expert of their own body. And let's be honest, most teacher trainings don't go deep into this. They might throw in a line about consent or mention consent cards, but they don't really teach you how to actually practice ethical touch and ongoing consent in the proper way. This is exactly why I created my trainings. In my 100-hour trauma-informed Yin Yoga and Chinese Meridians teacher training, we go deep into how to offer or not offer physical touch in a trauma-informed way, how to use language, props, and presence instead of defaulting to physical adjustments, how to hold space with integrity, attunement, and ongoing consent. And if you're not ready for 100 hours immersion, my 30-hour trauma awareness course gives you the essential tools. These courses are perfect for yoga teachers or even dedicated practitioners who want to bring this level of care into their practice and community. Because students remember how they felt in your class more than what pose they practiced. And when safety is a felt experience, healing can begin. So let me leave you with this. Touch in yoga is not neutral. It can heal or it can harm. But when we understand ethical touch, informed consent, nonverbal cues, and the fluid nature of boundaries, we can create classes and environments where students feel safe to soften, to explore, and to heal. Because teaching yoga is not about shapes, it's about safety, integrity, and truly seeing the whole human in front of you. If today's episode resonated with you and you feel called to explore this work a bit deeper, here are a few gentle steps you can already take. Download my free ebook on meridians, emotions, and yin yoga as a starting point for understanding the connection between your body, mind, emotions, and energy. If you wish to go deeper into the trauma awareness topic, you are welcome to watch my free trauma awareness webinar, or you can join my live trainings in Thailand. Upcoming dates and links with details will be shared in the description. If traveling is not an option for you right now, I invite you to join the waitlist of the online self-paced version of these trainings, launching in December 2025, so you can enjoy all the launch discounts. And finally, make sure that you are subscribed so you are not missing out on any future episodes. I will share the links to all my offerings in the description. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.